Hey guys, I am quite happy. I am doing the thing. This is actually like a, how can I point this out? Like so. Little road, just a basic, you know, your basic farmer's countryside road, really. I will pause each time when there's traffic passing by because noise. But it's just glorious out here. And late November, normally you'd expect this type of, what it all looks like, falling leaves and general letting go kind of an atmosphere. You'd certainly expect that much earlier in the season, 3 weeks, 4 weeks earlier is what it used to be. So I'm actually on my own personal little pilgrimage. First time doing this, I finally, took me ages, figured out a way to do my personal little pilgrimage. I will have to vlog probably separately at that point to an old Mary, Virgin Mary, Mother Mary shrine kind of a deal over yonder. On the other end of this little patch of woods here, passing through the fields, I finally figured out how to do this from my own village, which is, 7-8 kilometers or so that way. You can do this on the bike really easily, but it will take an hour, a bit more, and I just wasn't feeling up to it. I wanted some public transport in there, and getting the public transport means on my bike anyway, for 10 minutes to the other side of my village, because all the public transport, buses and trains and whatnot, have been shrunk, nearly out of existence. So if you live in the countryside like us, even though it's quite a busy countryside with lots of villages and towns and industry even, and this kind of surroundings is kind of not your everyday. It's a bit of a hassle. You have to just figure it out how to do it. So I did that. I figured out, look at there's a massive tree stump in there somewhere, like a huge tree that used to be right there. You have to figure it out how to get from one place to the next. And actually my way will be perfect for me because it gets me to walk through the fields and through the bit of woods that's here. It's kind of a place where people walk their dogs also a lot, because the little village that the Mary Shrine is at, that I'm going to visit, is right behind the woods here at about half a mile or so. Distances aren't that big an issue at all, so I am really enjoying myself. I bloody well, and after all the things I got up to that I talked to you about in my Partswork and Tumo vlog yesterday, it's just too much, and to handle it I need this, I need the fresh air, I need the exercise as well. So I'm actually really glad that the bus didn't drop me off right at the shrine, where there used to be buses going through all these little villages, each one, like that. And they don't anymore. It's just all been, how do you do that? How do you call that? It's like economy over anything else, really. So this is mainly oak and pine trees over here. We get, there's a holly bush over there. Holly isn't really a naturally occurring tree that much over here. And so rather than sit at home, and pull more cards or do more journaling or do more of my bone whittling that I've been doing, because I did the thing where I bought a rib bone from my favorite butchers on the market. They always got their own perfectly just beautiful, beef and pork and things from their own animals. And it's not organic, but nearly, and a bit more free range, and just tastes gorgeous. And I'm personally never going to be a vegan or a vegetarian. That just doesn't work for me. So I shop at their place on the market on Wednesdays, nearly always. And so last week I actually sent her, one of the women, a message. Could you bring me, last week that is, could you bring me a calf rib bone with or without meat on it, And she did that. So this morning I went over and showed her one of my pins that I made for my knitwear. You've seen me doing my spinning bits and things. So if I'm going to make like this huge bedspread idea that I've got, I'm gonna need like some longer pins. You could use barbecue skewers for that kind of thing, but I just think it's really cool to make my own out of this calf rib bone. And if it works really well. It takes about half an hour or so to whittle down a piece. You have to cut it lengthwise in half first, and then boil it up with washing soda. I actually did that twice. So chopped it up, the bone, with like a mallet and a big hammer. You need to get that bone open. I hope you're not too disgusted by what I'm describing here. But this is just gorgeous material. It's quite supple and really easy to carve. So you can carve your runes in there. You can carve your magic spirals in there, your moons. Mwah! It's my kind of vibe. Completely. So I finished one of the pins, nearly finished. I haven't done any interesting carving yet so far, but I just made one of those, and I went over because I went to the market to get my fruit and a couple of other things anyway. And they did have a minute for me, so I just went and showed them the pin, that I made out of the bone that they saved for me, which is just, and they were really excited. Like, wow, is that what you do? Okay, wow. And that's an interesting way of, recycling the bone, which is one reason why I do this, So I'm gonna need a couple more of those pins, and I also need to get my breath back. The ground goes up ever so slightly. In this area you won't be able to see, but it just goes up like 1 meter or so compared to all the way down there to here. There's this is what in the Netherlands count as difference in as topography, as geography. Okay, so, and I lose my breath. What breath I have I lose at any kind of exercise, because lung capacity isn't what was sitting on my butt at home doing my whittling and my spinning and all the rest of the things. I just sit on my butt way too long. So hence the expedition. Thank you for watching. I'm just gonna stick to this. Look at the gorgeousness in the sunshine. To think I should have not made the decision. No way. This is just a really good plan, and I will be doing this all year long. Again, a couple of times per year at least, I can just come out here and do this walk, get to the shrine, and from the shrine go through the village to the other town, have lunch, whatever. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Ciao.